It's narrated that the Prophet has said, "O Allah, I seek refuge with you from knowledge that is of no benefit, a heart that is not humble, a soul that is not satisfied, and a supplication that is not heard." Non-beneficial knowledge. Now that's an interesting thing to ask to be free from. We're told constantly that we need to seek knowledge. Some would even say that it's obligatory. Let's say for the sake of this video, it is obligatory for us to study Islam. What is beneficial knowledge? What is unbeneficial knowledge? And how do we tell? Well, I think this one's pretty simple, to be honest. Learn all the concepts that you're struggling to understand. Anything to fill your doubts. Believe it or not, I know this is going to sound very controversial, but Islam doesn't really take up that much of your day. At least it doesn't have to be. Okay, so you have your fara'id, which at any given day you can make the case for 2 of them being constantly used. And then you have your personal fara'id, like abstaining from what's haram and doing what's obligatory. And then there's general fara'id that aren't necessarily laid out on a plate, which for the most part contributes to being a kind person. So for all of those, learn what you need, and it doesn't hurt to learn about things preemptively. Notice the theme here. Beneficial knowledge. There is some pragmatic benefit in these. But Noor, why stop at pragmatic knowledge? What about Aqidah and understanding Allah? Those are great, but we need to have a use for them. This is a concept I'm taking from Surah Al-Kahf when it comes to knowing how many people are in the cave. It doesn't serve us any benefit to know that kind of stuff, so why bother wasting our time? So when it comes to Aqidah, knowledge about Allah that will help us against shubuhat and dhulm to ourselves and others serve some pragmatic usage. They help us stay firm in our iman. You want to know what serves us no benefit? Arguing whether or not Allah has a hand or a face or a foot, or if these are all metaphorical or not. Talk about a useless topic. Now, atharis, simmer down. I'm not saying that these are useless because we say what Allah affirms for himself and we don't ask kayfiyya. It's useless because none of us know whether it's physical or metaphorical, and none of us gain any value from this. How does Allah having a hand, or meaning his might, affect our fara'id? It doesn't. How does it affect whether or not we believe in Allah? It doesn't really. We'll see when we see, inshallah, if Allah makes us from those that get to see him. If you're someone that rejects the idea of a human God, so to you it makes sense for it to be power, go for it. If you're someone who finds it risky to your iman to extrapolate ayat too far and want to stick with what it says, go for it. At the end of the day, so long as you're doing salah with sincerity and you wake up with iman and go to sleep with iman, does it really matter? Think about it. If it does matter, let me know why it matters and what we can do with that knowledge. How does it benefit us in this life and the next? Remember, Allah sent us Islam as a blessing in this life and the next. So we do need usefulness in this life. If it does, please show me, inshallah. And don't just say, it does because. I don't think my audience are 5-year-olds, so full sentences, please. Oh Allah, make us from people who learn beneficial knowledge, have a humble heart, a soul that is satisfied, and whom du'as are heard. With that said, Assalamu alaikum.